Jax and Janets, it's that time for some nonsensical Steelers talk in the offseason. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey. We're going to keep this one short this week. We're not going to have an intro or anything into it. So, what are we going to talk about? I think this is a good time to take a look back and maybe start rating the importance of the offseason acquisitions here. We'll give you the Steelers' top 5 offseason acquisitions in my opinion and some honorable mentions of guys who maybe should make that list. The 3 honorable mentions for me is going to be Darnell Savage, a safety who's had some production in the past, could very well be an important part of this team. A guy like Robert Tonyan, brought in, could be a tight end that instantly clicks with Aaron Rodgers due to past chemistry. A guy like Jamin Davis, a dude who's been a 100-tackle guy, first-round pick in the recent history, I think 5-6 years ago at most. Those are my honorable mention. Those are guys I think have, out of the ones brought in. Of course, this doesn't include draft class, just off-season acquisitions, trades, free agent signings. These are the guys who I am looking at to, break in and do something with it. Obviously, at number 5 for me comes in Jaquan Brisker. I really feel he's the first of the safety depth because I think you're going to see Jalen Ramsey stay in safety a lot more this year than move up to corner. But if not, Brisker could easily win a starting job. He's a talented dude. He's the one who probably has the most potential to rocket up the list because if he moves into a safety role and plays really well, it's going to look good for him. Next, I have Sebastian Joseph Day at 4. Rotational piece on the defensive line already. We got some older guys there, some young guys in Hayward, some young guys rotating in. But he's a dude who's been pretty good at stopping the run in the past, and the Steelers have struggled with that. So I like him at number 4, as I think he's more of a sure thing to make impact than Brisker is. Now you get to the guys who are going to make an impact on this team. And at number 3, I put Michael Pittman Jr., adding a number 2 wide receiver I think is great. There's a good possibility that maybe he loses targets if Jeremy Bernard steps up. This is also a team that has 2 high-paid tight ends they're looking to use. So maybe number 2 wide receiver isn't the greatest thing, but adding wide receivers, both him, Jeremy Bernard, maybe step up from Roman Wilson, is going to make this passing game better for Rodgers this year is what we have to hope for. So I like Pittman coming in at number 3 for me in off-season acquisitions. Number 2 is Rico Dwaddle. Adding a big-time running back is going to be huge for the system McCarthy likes. You know that if you've watched him. He likes to really try to establish run, play the pass off it, and with Rodgers getting older, being able to establish the run is going to be huge for the Steelers as they'll give him more opportunity to push the ball down the field and be successful. So number 2 to me is Rico Dwaddle, as I really feel he's going to be a heck of a useful person, and look for a couple 1,000-yard scrimmage backs. Having 2 of them, never a bad thing. Really looking forward to him taking a step and showing that physical running style that the Steelers fans will love because he's that physical runner that has explosive ability. Essentially, he is what everybody wished Najee Harris would be. And if he doesn't do that in Pittsburgh, it's just because either he lost a step or the system doesn't fit for him. Because look at his time in Dallas, look at his time in Carolina. He done it. So that leaves who's number 1? Who possibly have we missed? Maybe it's a guy who signed, the most long-term of any of these contracts we're talking about. The 3-year, $36 million cornerback, Jamel Dean. Of course he's going to be the number 1 offseason acquisition for me because having the ability to shut down an opposing's passing offense is one of the biggest things in the NFL. The defenses that are good normally have 2 corners who are playing great. With the way Joey Porter Jr. played at the end of last year, being able to slot whoever you want and rotate pieces into the slot will work well. But that other side was such a sour note for the Steelers fans, as we really didn't have a guy on the other side who was, great. We had some good ones. I mean, Eccles is still here, played some good time. James Pierre stepped up. He got his name back. But Jamel Dean, not sure how he'll look the last year of this contract, but these next 2 years, he should still be physical enough to stop people. If you look at the opponent's passing rating last year for passes towards Dean and passes towards Joey Porter Jr., you have nothing but excitement to get. It's time to get pumped. It's time to get ready. And that is what this signing does. And that's why, to me, it's the most impactful one, because being able to just, instead of shut down one side of the offense, just be able to say, hey, you're not passing the ball here, is something that's going to really help those pass rushers get an extra half a second. And a lot of times, an extra half a second will lead to a bunch of extra sacks. So to me, he's the most impactful offseason acquisition to this point for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's my list. Let me know where I went wrong. Let me know what your rankings are. Let me know who you think I completely just forgot about and is going to be the biggest part of this team going forward. That's what's great. The communication, the ability to talk, debate, and keep it, just fun, exciting. Point out who's making you happy for the season, or who I put up there that you're like, man, I'm really not excited to see that person play. That's what's awesome. Please let me know. Feel free to leave a comment. I'll talk about some of the comments, if they're left, in the next episodes going forward when we touch back on the building of this team. But now I guess it's time for a shout out. And honestly, my shout out this week is going to be all those people who made my list coming into the Steelers. I want to give them a shout out, a big welcome. Come join Steeler Nation. Come be a part of it. And please, all of you, fight for that number one spot and show me every one of you deserve to be talked about as the most impactful Pittsburgh Steeler, because that's what I want to see. Now I got to let you know, I'm the Viking Donkey. That's Viking_Donkey on Twitch or Twitter. A Daily Dose of Donkey Ginger is an awesome YouTube channel where you get this content. We'll get Gingy back in for a little more offseason stuff. Maybe we'll bring Bug in for a little more offseason stuff, and we'll get Laskers back when the season starts. But Donk Nations, Jackson Janet's, wave them if you got them. Here we go.